Saturn, the 7th planet away from the Sun. Pretty far, huh, isn't it? And it's also the first outer planet that's got wings, or in other words, loads of icy rocks orbiting it in a flat wing type of plane. This is Saturn, and Saturn is about to have a source of energy that no other gas giant has had before, due to the impossibility of anything like that happening. Let me explain. Due to Saturn being a gas giant with wings, it's impossible for any life to exist. But Tethys, one of Saturn's many moons, had some secret hidden life. It had life form on it that basically didn't need any oxygen or pressure to survive. It was on that moon, Tethys, and it was trying to see if it could send pulses. You can't see them, but it was sending miniature pulses into the planet Saturn to see whether it could bring life to the clouds of Saturn on the most outer upper atmosphere, but it failed on several accounts. Then there's Titan, one of the Earth-like moons that Saturn has got, only it's too cold. So instead of liquid water, it's got oceans and rivers and lakes of liquid nitrogen going into the atmosphere of Titan. Titan had a better chance of bringing Earth to the upper clouds of Saturn. Titan had little bits of life, but it wasn't as good as Earth. It was actually pretty bad and poor due to the fact that it was a frozen place, and the only good thing about it was its thick atmosphere and its decent pressure. But leaving the atmosphere of Saturn's moon Titan, we are about to see how Titan was going to send this time a visible pulse that you could see with the naked eye. This is no threat that's being launched at Saturn. This is a hot ball of life that when it would explode into the clouds of Saturn, the upper atmosphere, it would spread some kind of life form into Saturn's clouds. So Saturn's moon Titan was attempting to bring life this life to Saturn itself. This ball of life slammed into Saturn's upper atmosphere, upper clouds, causing the same effect that a meteorite blast would hit on the Earth. The same fiery effects, the same shock waves, and the same weighing down. Only instead of it raining down rocks, it was raining down clouds. The life form on Titan decided to launch it through the wings as well, so it could launch some of the wings into planet Saturn, so it would have that extra material of life. Because obviously this was being manufactured a special way, so the clouds were falling into the Saturn itself, but sadly nothing happened. Even 100 years later, 500 years later, nothing happened. There was no life on Saturn. But then, 1,000 years later, something was going on with the planet Saturn. As it goes, there were little, like, living creatures that were difficult to explain, but they were like wiggling and moving around in the upper atmosphere of Saturn. These things unfortunately only lasted for like half a century or 3/4 of a century, 75 to 78 years, and then that was it. They'd gone extinct, and it's as if Saturn never had any life. So basically anything that was on the moons of Saturn, any life form, was also gone as well. So Saturn and all its moons, it's obvious to say that if there was ever life that could survive no air, no pressure, space conditions, only lasted a short time, and it was over more or less before it had started.